Merhaba! Welcome everyone! My name is Nour Alzaman and I would like to welcome you to your lesson with Arabic is Simple. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, we're gonna start today our lesson. First of all, I would like to thank whoever is available and watching this live stream. I have stopped the comment section just to not get distracted since it's my first time to give a live stream. I am very excited about this. I'm going to present to you a lot of tips today on how to improve your Levantine, and as well we're going to take a very nice lesson regarding family members in the Levantine accent. Let's see what we have. I hope that the screen is very clear to you all, and welcome again for all of you that are available here. For those who are not able to watch this stream, I'm going to post it once we finish on the YouTube channel and put all the links on our social media. Of course, if you didn't subscribe yet to the YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button and let's start our lesson. Before we go through the lesson, I have prepared some stuff to you. We're going to take, as you can see, we're going to have a little bit of introduction about Arabic is Simple. Who are we? Why we do this? A little bit of introducing about what we do. I'm going to give you the tips that I promised you about. Then we start our lesson, and including the lesson, we're gonna have cultural information. Let's start first of all to introduce you. My name is Nour Alzaman. To introduce myself to you, my name is Nour Alzaman Abu Shair. I'm originally Palestinian refugee from a Lebanese mother, born and raised in Syria, but currently I hold the Dutch nationality. And I have started my own business in the Netherlands, Arabic is Simple, since the beginning of 2020. I'm very excited to tell you that Arabic is Simple is dedicated to people who are non-native Arabic speakers who wish to learn the Arabic spoken Levantine language to be more able to communicate with refugees. We have a very big aim in Arabic is Simple, which is bringing people together, wiping the cultural misunderstandings that are happening a lot because of media, because of the bad reputations that Arab has according to the media. I'm trying to create a new picture, a new image about us, make people learn more about the beautiful Levantine Arabic culture, how generous people we are, how much Arabic language is beautiful, and of course to provide more communication between the NGOs and refugees in the Netherlands, as well in all Europe, and everybody from all around the world is welcome to join us. If they would like to learn the Levantine accent, you can always visit my website www.arabicissimple.com. Of course, our social media is all named Arabic is Simple. You can find us anywhere you like. Now, let's start first this lesson by giving you tips on how to improve the 4 skills that anybody needs to improve if they are learning any new language. But now we are talking specifically about the Arabic spoken language. Of course, you need to develop your listening skills. If you would like to be improving in no time, you really need to do a lot of listening. Arabic language is not an easy language. It is definitely a simple language. It doesn't have a lot of complications. If you understand the pattern, how the Arabic language works, then it's gonna be a simple language for you. All you need to do is maybe to try to have 20 minutes per your day to do some listenings for the target language you are aiming to learn. You can do that, of course, through YouTube channels. There's a lot of people, a lot of amazing and talented people who are teaching Arabic language on YouTube. Music is also a very good resource, and to just like listen and practice your ears on the way that we pronounce the letters. Singing along is always an option because this will definitely improve your accent. Watching series, but this is like a little bit of a high level. You can do this once you feel like okay, now I have huge amount of vocabulary and now my grammar are fine. I can create my own sentences, I can write my own paragraphs. Then starting series, watching series, full series is actually very important and can help you a lot. Videos, There's plenty of videos on learning Arabic Levantine language online. You can also search for those. Make sure that you have at least 20 minutes per your day to practice the listening. The most important point in here while you're doing the listening practice is that you don't need to focus in this stage on what they are saying, or what is the meaning of the words, or what is going on in this episode, or whatever, or song, or whatever you're watching. You just need to be focused on the way that the pronunciation of the letter is going, how the sound of Arabic goes, how it's rhythming actually. This is a very important point. After you have listened a lot and you are like, okay, you say, now I'm ready to start understanding what is happening. The pronunciation of the letter with me is getting perfect. It's getting better, of course. Then you can start going into details in what you are listening to. But the most important part at the beginning, that you just practice your ears on the sound of Arabic Levantine. It depends if it was in Jordanian, Palestinian, Syrian, or Lebanese. It doesn't matter. Your ears needs to get used to the sound, and then after a while you will find yourself actually pronouncing in a very good way. The next skill, which is the writing skill, you really need to be able to write Arabic. Let's say it's not the essential element to learn Arabic language, but it is definitely helpful. It's like any other language. If you want to learn any language in the whole world, you always start with its alphabet. Even if you are learning the spoken Levantine or any spoken Arabic accent that is available in the Middle East, learning the alphabet would actually make it easier and will help you to pick it up faster, because once you know the shapes of the letters, the sounds of the letters, how do we write them, how do we use them, the vowels, short vowels, long vowels, this will definitely help you to take a huge step and to improve very fast in no time in learning the accent or the language that you are learning. So 10 minutes per day can be actually nice if you can review the alphabet. If you can pick one letter per day, you can pick one word per day. It depends on you. What is your level? Do you know the alphabet or not? But 10 minutes per day as well is always beneficial to help you improve very fast. The speaking skill is also one of the most important skills that everybody tries to develop while they are learning any language. And that is normal, because we do learn any language to speak in it, to be able to communicate with the people. Speaking always comes at the end, let's say, but you can sometimes try at the beginning to create small sentences, to try, for example, to listen to a specific song, and after practicing listening to this song many times, and now you feel like, okay, I know almost the lyrics, all of them, you can dig deeper into it and understand the meanings of the words, and then by understanding the meaning, it will just stick in your brain, and then you will start using it without you noticing in the correct pronunciation. So you can always like put a song and mumble with it. That's a very nice thing to do. You can put it in your car, you can put it in your headphones. If you're doing anything, just like give 15 minutes to a couple of songs and just mumble with them. Even if you're not getting it correctly at the beginning, then it will be very good practice to just like start mumbling the language that you are learning. Don't ever worry about making mistakes. It's learning, and all learning processes have mistakes in them. Actually, it's not normal, it's not natural if you don't have mistakes while you are speaking a new language or learning a new language. Now another way, but also by the videos, you can try to listen to a video and then pause it a bit and try to repeat the same sentence that you just heard. It doesn't really matter if you're understanding it at the beginning, but just the way that you try to match the listening, what you just heard, with what you're saying is a very good step to help you improve your speaking skills. And the last but not least, the reading. If you know the Arabic alphabet and you would like to improve your reading, there are plenty of YouTube channels that actually provide shows or provide videos with their subtitle. You can always go to YouTube and make the speed a little bit slower so you can go with the subtitle one by one. Pausing is actually an option in here. Kids stories and kids songs are actually very, very nice way to improve your reading, especially the stories. There's a very nice channel that is called Learn with Zakaria, تعلم مع زكريا. They have a very nice section on how to pronounce the letters with the vowels on top of them, and they do it very slowly. Also, the kids' songs, some of them actually has subtitles with them, so you can always go back to those nice channels and try to take a look at it, even if it was for 5 minutes or 10 minutes per your day, and just make your sight, make your eyes get used to the letters. Sometimes if you have a huge amount of vocabulary or even small amount of vocabulary, if you just put it on a card, on a small card, and just looking at it would actually help you improve the way of then do you see the letter, you'll start seeing the letter faster, your brain will start memorizing how does this letter sound like, and if it was with the short vowels a, u, or e, then you will see them and actually will improve your reading very, very fast. That was it. These are like few tips on how to improve your 4 skills. I hope that you liked it. In case you have any question, you can leave it in the comments after we finish. I told you I'm gonna make sure that this video will be uploaded on the YouTube channel and will be shared on all of our social media. So in case of any question, just note it down, make sure you send it to me, put it in the comment. You also can send it to admin@arabicissimple.com where I can provide you with a specific explanation for your question. And let's start with our lesson today. The lesson, I picked up this lesson because family is one of the most important things actually, or in the Middle East, family is everything. Family is the people you've been raised with, and I'm not talking just about your mom, your dad, your brothers and sisters. I'm talking about the whole family. Uncles, aunts, grandparents, the friends, the acquaintance that you have in your area, in your circle as well. They are all considered parts of the family in the Middle East. Family members are very, very specific in the Levantine or in Arabic language in general. We do have names for the family parts from the dad side and also from the mother side. Now in English, I'm gonna say about the languages that I know. In English, in Dutch, in Farsi as well, you always have like one name, which is uncle or aunt, and then you just need to figure out which side they are coming from, or maybe it doesn't matter actually in that society or in that culture which side they are coming from. But in the Middle East, specifically in the Levantine countries, it is very, very important to know the family members specifically. So what we're going to do first is we're going to learn the word family. We actually have 2 names or 2 words for family. The first one is عائلة. That's number 3 is always the representative of عين. So you say عائلة. And if you want to specify your parents, then you can say أهل. أهل can also work for family. Sometimes we use the word أهل to say that from people who are around us, they are family to us. So أهلي, they are أهل to us. So you can use عائلة, you can use أهل. It doesn't matter which one you pick, but if you want to go be more specified about it, then أهل would actually represent more the mom, the dad, and sometimes people that we know that they are around us and we consider them part of the family. So you can say أهل. Or if you have, for example, best friend, you can call those best friends that they are part of your family. Those say أهلي, أنتم من أهلي. Okay? Now, the first member of any family is the father. And we say for the father, أب. Before we start taking more words, I would like to advise you that if you have a pen and paper, that you take notes, because we're going to practice a little bit after we finish this lesson. I'm going to give you a lot of nouns, so please note them down. I made sure to write the translation for you as well. I wrote in the Latin transcription, and I wrote in Arabic as well for those who can read the Arabic alphabet. So ab is the father, and two pronunciation for the word mother, and that is either or is actually coming from the MSA, from the formal Arabic, but most of people nowadays would say Your brother, his name is Ach. It has to be a really, really, really soft not so Ach, not Och. When you say Ach, then it means ouch in Arabic. So if you hit yourself with something, it's ouch. So say Ach, light After that, the sister, definitely, best member in the family, is Ucht. Some accents would actually say Echt. Now, I'm using my own accent, which is a mix of Palestinian, Syrian, and Lebanese at the same time. So what I say normally is Ucht. If you would like to say my family, now you want to introduce your family, you just say عائلتي. You add the ya المتكلم to the word, to the noun, and this ya actually is my or mine in Arabic. You can add this ya to any noun. You can add it as well to adjectives. You can add it to specific words, and then you make the thing you're talking about yours or mine in this case. عائلتي, if you have noticed the way we wrote عائلة at the beginning, we wrote it at the end of it with ت مربوطة. ت مربوطة is the letter T, but it's tight. So you have the letter T in Arabic, which looks like a smiley face. And when you tie it, when you make it marbuta, then it's a locked T or a tight T. So whenever this letter, you see it in any word, you just be sure 100% this noun or this word is female. T marbuta is the female letter. We have something in the language as females, and that is T marbuta. T marbuta is known that it never, ever, ever, ever comes in the middle or at the beginning. It always needs to come at the end, and it can never be linked to another letter. That's why whenever you want to link a possessive pronoun, a linked pronoun, or anything to the word that has T marbuta at the end of it, you always need to flip it into its origin, which is a T. So that's why in this case you see the T marbuta was gone and we say عيل T, we had a T. And this goes on all the words that has T marbuta in them. Just make it a rule 100%, always like this. T marbuta always comes at the end. It never accepts to be linked to another letter. If you want to link it to another letter or a pronoun, possessive pronoun, linked pronoun at the end, flip it into its origin, which is a T, to say عائلتي. Now, of course, you can use the other word to specify about your parents by saying from Ahel, you say أهلي. So now we have عائلتي, أهلي. If you want to introduce your family members, you just simply use the هاي عائلتي or whole أهلي. You can say whole أهلي, this means these are my parents. هاي عائلتي, this is my family. Let's go deeper in your own family. So if you want to say my father, you have two ways of saying it. You really, really have to be free in picking up which one you prefer to say more. How do you do that? Try them both and check which one is easier for you, and then learn it that way. This is the easiest way. You're gonna see plenty of ways of pronunciation for specific letters, and that's what we actually do. I don't know if you have seen the show, the first episode of Kif بنقول. Kif بنقول, how do we say show, is specified to show you these tiny differences in pronunciation between those words that actually look the same, or they are the same in the MSA, but when they entered the spoken language, they had a slight different or a small change in the way of pronouncing. So choose which accent you want to learn. That's the most important part. You can mix the accents. It's okay. It's not a problem. I mix them myself and I'm a native speaker, but this is how I have been raised. So it's fine. People would people would understand you actually when you are saying this word in this accent or that word in that accent. So it's okay. Choose the one that is more easier for you to pronounce and that makes more sense to you. So in this case, to say my father, you can say abi or abui. For me, I say abui. Now, to call your dad, you can just simply say baba, not papa. We don't have a P in Arabic. We tried so much. Me, myself, I tried so hard to teach other students who learn other languages other than like Arabs who learn other languages, because I'm also a teacher for Arabs for other languages. I tried so hard to teach how to say the letter P, but it doesn't work. So now it's your turn, guys. You start saying a B. So if you have a Pepsi, make it a Bipsy. If you have a cappuccino, make it a cappuccino. It's fine. This is how we pronounce it, and this is the name of the thing in the Middle East. Exactly like Baba. So instead of saying Papa, you say Baba. Now for your mom, is also have to pronunciation. You can say either Immi or Ummi. Now Ummi is closer to the MSA, and Immi is more like known in the Levantine countries. So Immi, Abui, and then after that, like after saying Immi, then you mention the name. Abui, you mention the name. You say it after it. You don't say the name and then my dad. No. You say my dad or my father, my mother, and then you say their names. Arabic language is flipped language. We all know that. We write from right to left, so we are flipped. Even in the adjectives form, in many grammatical forms, these are like tiny differences between English and Arabic that we flip things. So you start with say my father, and then you put their name after that. My mother, and then you put their name after that. If you want to say my brother, also to pronunciation, pick the easiest one. You can either say أخي or أخوي. I use أخوي normally. هاد أخوي. And then I say the name. هاد أخوي محمد. هاد أخوي أحمد. Muhammad, by the way, my brother, is the fantastic and the amazing creative graphic designer that is doing and have done all of Arabic is simple designs. I would like to thank him if he is watching. Thank you very much, Muhammad, for all your nice and amazing work, and I look forward for more amazing work that you are going to provide. Now let's move forward, and we say for your sister, you say my sister, then you say أختي. I pronounce it أختي. Some people would say إختي. Some people would say خيتا. Some people would say خيتو. And then if you dig deeper into these accents, you would know actually that we can spot where people are coming from, which country they are coming from, only by listening to how they pronounce the specific word. So you can be able to learn that. You have to be aware of all of them. And that's like an advanced level step that you can take later. Or if you are in an advanced level already, you can start doing this. This is a very fun thing to do, by the way. Just pick one word and ask the natives, how do you pronounce this? How do you pronounce this? How do you pronounce that? Collect them. There's another tip of improving your study. Collect them together and then just listen to them. Try to get audios from your friends as well. Listen to them. You will see that the difference is very, very small, tiny difference, either with an A or an E or an U, which they are the small short vowels. Some words can be different, of course, definitely, but this is like a deeper level. Then we talk about this in another live show, live lesson, or in one of my posts with Arabic is Simple. Now, this picture that you see in front of you is just summarizing your Ahel, your family members, by saying Abi, Abui, Immi, Ummi, Akhi, Akhui, and Ukhti. Now, how about we go together to make it more specified? But before that, we have to learn the heads of the family, the grandparents. It's very, very good to know, cultural information right now, that the head of the family, the Arab family, is always, always, always the grandfather. If the grandfather, rested in peace, died, then the eldest son is going to take over the control. That if we're talking about Arabic traditional families. The word always goes for the grandfather or the grandparents. And pay attention, we're talking about the grandfather. That means the father of the dad, not the mom. Sorry, the grandfather from the mom side. He's responsible for his part of the family, but if we're talking about a big family where uncles and aunts and kids and everybody's married and there are grandchildren and stuff, the head of the family is normally the grandfather. If you want to say grandfather, you also have two words in Levantine. Jid, which is the original one that is coming from MSA, it's actually Jed with an A, but it entered the Levantine, so we have to change it, of course, to make it spoken. So it is Jid. Some people actually call the grandfather Seed, and Seed is coming from the word Sayyid, and Sayyid is the master, which I think now you can link it to the cultural information that I just gave you, and it's called the master, so the master of the family. If you want to say my grandfather, simply, again, add the ya at the end and say Jiddi or Sidi. Now, what we do normally, since like I told you now, I just taught you that you say Abi or Abui, Immi or Ummi. But we also can say Baba and Mama. You can have also words that we teach to the kids, which us when we were kids has been taught, to say Jiddo. And Jiddo means grandpa. In Dutch, they say opa, which is a very, very nice word in Dutch, actually, opa. So this is the equivalent of grandpa, opa in Dutch. So you say Jiddo. Jiddo when you want to call him. Now the grandmother is same word, is coming from MSA for Jid. We just added to it te marbuta. Let me point to you the te marbuta. You see it? It's the sound of e or a is one of them. Female letter. Once you see this letter in a word, it's 100% female. So you just add the te marbuta to the word Jid, and then you have Jidde, which is actually in MSA Jadda. But we have to change it since we are talking spoken. Now Seed also as a master has an equivalent, like a lady. We can say the lady, which means sit. So now we have Jid, Jidde, Seed, sit. They are all good. You don't have to memorize them all if you're in a beginner level. Pick the most one you like. Memorize that one. When you are in advanced level, learn more. Or just keep it as a note on your notebook so you can review it later and look at it later and try to memorize it later. If you want to say my grandmother, like we said about the te marbuta, simply flip the te marbuta into its origin, because it never accepts to be linked to another letter, and say jidditi. Okay? Some people would actually say sitti. Sitti is more common. Jiddi is more common. And of course, if you want to say grandma, which in Dutch is called oma, I really love those two words, oma and opa. Oma or grandma is teta. So you can say teta, jiddo, baba, mama, أخوي, أختي. تمام? Let's move forward. Now, like I told you at the beginning of this streaming, that we do need actually to be specific about what we are talking about in the family members. It is very important to know that you, as a non-native speaker trying to learn Arabic, and also Arabs, I'm sure if any of the Arabs watching, they would agree with me on this. Respecting the elderly is an essential thing, especially if they are your family members. Specifically if they are family members. You cannot call an uncle just by his first name. That's disrespect. We need to put the word uncle, or say my uncle, and then their name. And that goes culturally, that we need to respect the people who are older than us. So we cannot call grandpa in his first name. We cannot call the uncles and the aunts in their first name, unless they are really close to our age, so there's not a huge difference in the age between us. So then it's okay. It doesn't matter. Then it's okay. Yeah. But if you would like to call someone from the family members with their first name, if you are younger than them, that's going to be disrespect. So make sure you always say the name of the family member that I'm going to teach you right now, and then after that you use it with the name respectfully. This tip is specifically for people who are non-Arabs married to Arabs or have an Arab family around them, that they are in connection with an Arab family, or their family is Arab, they're learning Arabic now because they are in Europe or whatever, they have been born here. So it goes mostly for people who have Arab family, or even if you are like going to visit your friends in the Middle East, it's very good to know that you don't call people with their first name if they are older than you. You always have to respect them. And the more we grow up, us, our generation, we will get that as well one day in our life. So now to talk about the family members in specific, we need to divide them into two, the father side and the mother side. That is very, very known. Allow me just to like have a small note about this. I'm just like give you a small example so you don't consider this thing is very difficult to do. Imagine with me, let's have a situation. Imagine with me that there are two kids playing outside football. They are cousins or relatives or whatever. They're from the same family. And one of them hit the other. And the one that has been hit comes to his mom and like, Mom, Muhammad hit me. And then the mom will be like, which Muhammad? Which one of them? From which side he's coming? Because you might have more than one Muhammad in the family. You can have more than one Ahmad in the family. So we really need to be very specific. Just take this small imagination example just to give you a clue about why does it exist like this. We're very, very specific with the family members. So let's start with the father side. You have uncles and you have aunts. If your uncle and aunt are the brother and sister of your father, let's start with your uncle, sorry. Then you say Am. Am means uncle, but it means uncle, he's the brother of my father. If you say Am to someone, people will immediately know that he's the brother of your father. He's not the brother of your mother. Because we know with this specification. If you want to say my uncle, simply add the ya. Ammi, my uncle. Now if you want the plural, two words. Amum or amam. Amumi, amami. Always the ya will make it mine. All the time. Let's go to the aunt side. Simple. It's very, very simple. Just bring the female letter. Te marbuta. Aunt will be amme. So we have am and amme. Tamam? If you want to say my aunt, you say flip the te marbuta into a T and say amti. So ammi, amti. Ammat is the aunts, plural for amme, and it's a regular plural. It's a regular female plural. Umum is irregular plural. We do have types for plural, and those stuff, maybe we will learn about them in posts, or you can learn them from other YouTubers, which they are doing awesome job in these things. So, again, one last time. From your father's side, the brother of your father, his name is Am. The sister of your father, her name is Amme. If you want to say my uncle, from their father's side, you say Ammi. If you want to say aunt from your father's side, you say Amti. And then after that, you put the name. So I would say Ammi Salah and Amti Insaf. Put the name after it. Then, now let's go to the mother's side. It's the same concept. You have an uncle, your mom has a brother, and she has a sister, or maybe more. For the brother, we say Khal. And if you want to say my uncle, again, add the ya and say Khali. Tamam? And the uncles is Khwal. Like Umum, it is irregular plural. It has its own grammar. Umum, Khwal is the plural. So you say Khwali. Your aunt, which is the sister of your mom, her name is Khale. Same word as Khal. We just added te marbuta. If you want to make it my aunt, the sister of my mother, you say Khalti. Again, flip the te marbuta into its origin, which is a T, because it never accepts to be linked to another letter. The plural is regular female plural. We say خالات. So خالاتي. One last time. خال خاله. خالي خالتي. خوال خالات. Okay? Now, since we now know that we have عمّا عمّة, خالًا خالة, now we have to talk about their kids. In English and in Dutch language, you say cousins. First of all, we need to learn how to say the son of and the daughter of. The son of, which actually a word that is ibn, is coming from MSA. Ibn. Some accents in the Middle East, they use the word boy, walad. But Levantine specifically, they use ibn. And the plural we're going to talk about here is not the plural of ibn. The plural of ibn is abna. And abna is not used in Levantine. We say awlad, which is the plural of walad, boy. So for now, to say the son of, the son of, you say ibn. And the sons of, you say ulad or awlad. It depends. Doesn't matter. You can take off the or you can keep it. Both are correct. For girls, we would say the daughter of, which is the same equivalent as the word girl. And that word is binat. Binat, the plural of it is banat. So banat means daughters of or girls. So here, ibn, binat, awlad, banat. Now we will take this. What are we gonna do? We're gonna mix and link. We learned the word am and khal. Am is the brother of your father, and khal is the brother of your mother. If you want to say my cousin who comes from your father's side, he's the son of the brother of your father, then you would say ibn ammi. Ibn ammi is the son of my uncle. Immediately when you say to an Arab, ibn ammi, bint ammi, they will know you're talking about your father's side. Now it's your job to memorize these words. If we're talking about the mother's side, which we have the word khal, which is the uncle from the mother's side, we say ibn khali. He's the son of my uncle from my mother's side. Bint khali. It might sound difficult at the moment, but once you memorize all the nouns that I have given you, you would just notice that it's simply a combination of two words together. You are not actually changing anything in the word. All you're doing is adding the ya at the end because you want to say my or mine, and then you put it the word son at the beginning, and then put it the uncle or the aunt from which side. So if you actually memorize the words, this will be really, really easy. Now, if you want to make it plural, we use the plural words in the same sense to say أولاد عمي or ولاد عمي. You can take off the A. If it's bothering you, take it off. ولاد عمي. بنات عمي. My cousins. From which side? From your father's side. From your mom's side, it will be أولاد خالي or أولاد خالي. وبنات خالي. They are my cousins. They are the daughters of my uncle, who is the brother of my mother. This is for now. I hope that you have taken your notes about this. We can now move forward to aunts. To do the same thing what we just did with uncles. So to say from your father's side, Ibn Amti, because Amme is the sister of your father. And Amti, Khalti or Khale is the sister of your mother. So Ibn Amti, the son of my aunt, which is or who is the sister of my mother. The father. Sorry, that was a mistake. The sister of my father. عمتي. بنت عمتي is the daughter of my aunt, who is the sister of my father. On the other side, we say ابن خالتي. He is the son of my aunt, who is the sister of my mother. بنت خالتي, the daughter of my aunt, also from my mother's side. Plural in the same way. أولاد عمتي, بنات عمتي. أولاد خالتي, بنات خالتي. Again, if you only memorize the words on their own, the nouns on their own, all you have to do is just put them behind each other, and then you have the fully combination of the family. How do you practice all of this? Since it has been a lot, I know it's a lot of words. If you memorize them, you're going to be really good in it. You can simply practicing by applying these on your own family. So, you just simply take steps. First start with the small family, with Ahel. So mom, dad, brothers, sisters. Write down their names. And then say, Abi, the name. Immi, the name. Ukhti, the name. Akhi, the name. Simple. Then move forward. Pick one uncle from your dad's side and one aunt, if you have more. Now, Arab families, we have a lot. So you can pick them all, or you can pick one. It depends on you how much you want to practice. Pick one with kids, so you know how to deal with the cousins part. And pick one uncle and one aunt from your mom's side. If you don't know them, we will talk about that later. But for now, pick one from each side, write down their names, write down their kids' names, and apply to say Ammi, name. Amti, name. Khali, from the mother side, name. Khalti, name. Then of course, Ibn Ammi, Bint Ammi. Ibn Amti, Bint Amti. Tamam? The other side, the mom side. Ibn Khali, Bint Khali. Ibn Khalti, Bint Khalti, and then the name. Simply make your own sheet about the family members. Note down the names first. Note down what we have just learned together, then make a combination of them. Tamam? Now, in case you don't have a brother, you can simply use the verb عندي and say ما عندي أخ. If you don't have a sister, say ما عندي أخت. If you have none, if you're a lonely child, you don't have brothers or sister, you can simply say, if you're a male, say أنا وحيد لأهلي. I am lonely to my parents. This is the literal translation. Wahid means lonely. But it's wahid here in this sense means the only child. So أنا وحيد لأهلي, for my family. So I am the only child if you are male. And if you're female, say أنا وحيدة. See the te marbuta again? The magic of te marbuta. You always put it behind a word, not all the words, pay attention. You put it behind a word, then it creates a female word from it. This letter is awesome. Memorize it. Know how to deal with it. This letter can show you a lot of female words because we have male and female in Arabic language. So if you see te marbuta, it's female, 100%. أنا وحيد لأهلي, for male. أنا وحيدة لأهلي, if you're a female. Now same goes if you don't have uncles, aunts, cousins. Simply use ما عندي. ما is the negation. عندي is have, so I don't have. And the ya, so عند is the verb, or it's not a verb, it's something making itself a verb. When you link it to a possessive pronouns, it's creative verbs. We have a whole lesson about this. But عندي means I have. Add ما before it, then you have ما عندي, then I don't have. You can also use it for other things in life. So أنا ما عندي سيارة, I don't have a car. أنا ما عندي بيت, I don't have a house, I don't have a home. So you just need to put the noun after ما عندي with the negation. Same goes for all of the nouns that we have just learned. I hope that it's clear. In case of death, if you want to mention someone and may they rest in peace, may they rest in peace in Arabic, you say the title. So جدي, عمي, Amti, who they are from the family members, plus their name, and then add to that the expression Allah yirhamu if he was a male, Allah yirhamha if she was a female. This means yirham, yirhamu, yirhamha without the O. Look here, this O is the representative of the male, the possessive pronoun for the male, and the ha in here is the possessive pronoun for the female. If we take them out, if we take off the ya as well from the beginning of the verb, so you have rahm. Rahm or rahma is the mercy. So mercy, if you say Allah yirhamu, may God have mercy on them, or may they rest in peace. It's in the same sense of this. So you say then the title of the person, you say their name, and then you say Allah yirhamu, Allah yirhamha. Cultural fact. The first cultural fact I am going to tell you is that parents in the Middle East keep their names until their first baby boy is born. I am quoting this from my father. My father always used to say, and I have written this in my own book. I'm busy writing my own book to teach Levantine, and I've wrote it in my book, and my dad always hears me saying it after him. Your kids come, the boys come, they take everything from you, even your name. So parents would keep their name until they have their first baby boy. What does that mean? I'm gonna give you a personal example in here. My father's name is Shawki, if you are watching. Marhaba Shawki. My mother's name is Layla, if you are also watching. Marhaba Layla. So Shawki and Layla are my parents. Abuy Shawki wa Ummi Layla. They had, after they got married, my sister, Marhaba Farah, Farah Alzaman, Ukhti Farah Alzaman. And then after a couple of years, they had me. So Ana Nour Alzaman. After that, after a couple of years, Muhammad came to life. And after that, Ahmed came to life. Until the moment that, let's go back, until Farah and Noor are here, existing in life, and they have been born, Shawqi and Layla, their name is Shawqi and Layla. Nothing changed. Muhammad came to life. What happened to Shawqi and Layla? Shawqi and Layla, since Muhammad is the first baby born boy, Shawqi became Abu Muhammad, the father of Muhammad. And Layla became Muhammad or Muhammad, the mother of Muhammad. Pay attention, not Ahmad, not the little one, no. The first baby boy always takes the name of his mother and father. They would be called the father of and the mother of. So if you have Arab friends around you or you know Arab people, you can ask them, what is your dad name? Like Abu what? Abu Shu? Shu? It's actually sometimes very respectful way, because if a male wants to know the name of a female, it's a little bit in the Middle East, so he would just ask Inti Shu, like you are mother of who? Then she would say Mahmoud, for example, or Ahmed, or Jamal. It depends what is the name of the first baby boy. If there was no baby boy, then they keep their names. Some families actually would like to take the name of the first baby girl, but that is a very rare situation that you might actually find someone called Noor or Abu Noor, unless Noor was a boy and he was the first baby boy. So for now, the first cultural fact is that when the first baby boy is born in the family, he takes his parents' name. They become Abu and Another cultural fact for you, and we are coming to the end of our lesson here today. The second cultural fact, that how do you call your family and acquaintance friends? It is very, very, very polite if you say titles before you talk to the people who are older than you. You need to respect them. We just talked about this. So if you know someone that is close to the family, when he is a male, let's say he's a friend of the family. He's not your uncle. He's just a friend. He's your dad's friend. He's your mom's friend. He's a family friend. He is the neighbor. He is someone in our circle, in our close circle. We do not call him Khali. We do not say, you're the brother of my mother. No. Out of respect, we say Ammi or Ammu. You are the brother of my father. And this shows a total respect for these people. But if she was a female, you would definitely call her khalti. You are the sister of my mother. You cannot call her amti and say you are the sister of my father, or else that will be disrespect. So pay attention to this. Now, actually, you can, if you have friends, Arab friends, and you know their family, you know their parents, you can call the father ammi, and you can call the mother khalti. And in this way, you can know how to call your best friend's parents in a respectful way. Or other people, if you know other people and you want to respect them, they're older than you, simply use ammi and say the name, and khalti, afwan, and say the name. And that was our lesson for today. I hope that you have liked it. I hope that you have enjoyed it. This is Nour Alzaman way of teaching the Levantine Arabic. I give a lot of information, I give a lot of cultural information, but it is a wonderful language. It is a simple language. It is not easy. It is simple, but it's definitely not easy. You really need to focus on learning it. But most important thing, make sure that you are enjoying when you are learning something. Because learning without joy is not going to be a fun learning, and it's not going to be a fun process, and you're not going to master this thing. Being joyful while learning something new, especially the Arabic language with its magic, is something very, very nice. Try to have it. And of course, please, if you like the video, show it. If you have any questions regarding this lesson, you can leave it in the comment after I upload this video. I will also try to upload this slides as a PDF in one of the comments. You can find it. You can also go to our website, arabicissimple.com. Our Instagram is Arabic is Simple. Our Facebook page is Arabic is Simple, and we are on YouTube, Arabic is Simple. Subscribe, and the bell, but I feel like this bell is very important. So just click it, please. And soon we are having a lot of new products to be launched in mid-September, so stay tuned. And I really, really hope that you liked the lesson. This was a thank you for all the subscribers, for all the followers. Hopefully that we will have more in the future, and I will see you again soon. Take care, and I love you all.